Oh, hey, land lovers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. And this time I didn't punch my desk with my elbow. Whatever the elbow verb is for that. I guess it's also elbow. Is there something wrong with the hot water heater? No. Cotillion, you could be forgiven for missing the many hours of collective rant over the past, month. I have been living in this house for nearly a month now, although I was only streaming for 3 weeks. The issue is that my water is horrific. It's straight from the tap without any sort of filtration system. It literally is it has a strong concentration of methane dissolved into it. So you turn the tap and the room smells like super concentrated gigafart. And not it sounds kind of funny, but I promise you, when you go to wash your hands or rinse something off or whatever, and the whole room smells like powerful methane, it's not funny. It's super bad. And so in order to combat this, my dad paid to get a really fancy high-end water filtration system, one that my next door neighbor had in place when I moved in. And so here's the logistical problem, to summarize. Now the filtration system is the point of entry for water to get into the house. So all water that enters the house now is filtered by that system. But the way that taps work in a normal place is that cold water runs just sort of directly to the tap. But to get hot water to come from a tap, it a line of cold water goes into your water heater and is heated there, and is kept in a reserve tank so that you can shower without it having to try and constantly be heating that water to keep up with it. So when I moved into the house, there was a whole bunch of water in the reserve tank for the water heater, and it wasn't treated. It was pure fart water. So I have to clear that whole tank in order to make sure that the hot water is treated and not just more fart water. And I feel like that should be done by now, but it's not. And I'm going to try not to sound confrontational. I feel like we've had this discussion before. J.O. Platts, your water is not my water. So trying to compare your circumstance to mine is just not valid, in my opinion. You have a much more reasonable baseline of water than what I have here. When you open your tap, it's not viscerally unpleasant. But yes. Sounds like you need to shut off the water flow to the water heater and run the hot water for a full day. I mean, could you not directly drain the hot water tank? I don't know how to do that. Do you know how to do that? I've never had my own water heater before, to be honest. I mean, I don't know what the capacity of the thing is. In theory, I could cut the inflow. I feel like that runs a lot of risks. I'm not a plumber. I know more than that plumber that I had last week, but that's not saying much because he was negative experienced in his own field. Oh, hey, Kronos, welcome to the stream. I have a NASA designed water filtration system. I do. The water supply isn't treated. I feel like we've talked about this, and I don't know how to not be condescending about it. Worst case scenario, you could shut off the water to the whole house and then do that. I don't understand how you potentially give me... You know me better than almost anyone in chat other than my mom. And, you really want to give me the credit to think that I can do even, light plumbing to not cause a disaster? literally a week ago, my house was just like seeping water up from the floor with no explanation, and it just stopped. And I just hope it doesn't do that again. If I touch something, it's gonna like, I don't know, melt the house into like bronze or something. I appreciate the votes of confidence, but like, there are really high stakes in this. Well, yes, the hard part. Okay, that feels disingenuous. Also, the hard part is knowing where the valve is. Yes, that's like the whole thing. If you don't know where the valve is, then it's kind of a big deal. See, if you don't actually know, then you can't get on my case for not doing it. You understand? Like, I appreciate the suggestion, but like, you realize that turning the wrong valve has consequences. So like, I'm not gonna go around messing with the valves on my stuff with the severe consequences. It's just like diffusing a bomb. It's as easy as cutting the correct wire. Yes, and you understand that when you cut the wrong wire on the bomb, it explodes and you die, right? No, I'm not saying the fart water is that severe, but we are literally talking about a large reservoir of hot water, and as Cotillion alluded to earlier, that water is capable of scalding you. Now that's if you were to like pour the contents of it on yourself, which I like to think I wouldn't do, but like, you all have seen me play video games in which the stakes are relatively low, and I frequently underperform, and that's probably being generous. When we're talking about actual safety risks, like, there's a reason why there are professional plumbers in the world. No, I understand. It's just, I don't know. There's, like, it's all fine and good to make suggestions, but, like, they're not particularly actionable suggestions. I'm not sure what I meant to do. Like, in theory, I could spend a bunch of time trying to research, like, on YouTube or through some other means, a way in which I could safely do this. Now, here comes the other trick. I need you to provide me with the time, because I don't have it. I don't have any time. Like, I have been working like nonstop to get the house up to baseline. And in the background, I've been running the hot water to try and get the water heater cycled sufficiently to be doing this. But like, I don't know, it took me like 2 days to get like a pest control person to even set in a just to answer my call, let alone to set an appointment next week to like make a treatment so that like the bugs stop entering my house as much as they are. And that was like an easy one relative to the amount of stuff I've been doing. I've been trying to get the title transfer for my car resolved for like 2 weeks. And like, every time I do something that's supposed to make progress, I call the next day and like, actually none or negative progress has been made. And that's on top of working full time. And let me tell you that like, this has been the worst like consecutive 2-month period for work maybe since I've started this job. Maybe. Like, it's been bad. It hasn't been like, I wouldn't say I've had like the worst individual like work day during this period, although some have come kind of close. But like, again, when we're talking about the baseline, the floor of how bad the situation is, God, it's so bad. Like, there's like this one lady who like, I'm so sick of talking to her. Like, for literal years, she has been like non-compliant with the obligations set upon her by her radio station agreeing to like use our services in exchange for airing commercials. And like, she's probably received like something like 3 or 4 like warnings. Well, like 3 or 4 like formal warnings and like at least 2 informal warnings. And like, I feel like I finally got our company internally on a page where they're like seriously considering dropping their stuff because it's been egregious for a really long time. And like basically every day this week, she has like asked me for like things that she should be doing. Like she just like asks me to interpret stuff that's like literally her job. And like she's acting like all of this stuff is like new information when she like realized that she didn't air a bunch of commercials, and she like suddenly cares about it even though she's never cared about it before. But like now she just finds these like intensely like creative and ingenious ways of like wasting incredible amounts of my time for like no value, because at the end of the day they still already haven't aired these things, and I still don't have that time machine, so I can't become a plumber retroactively. Is the problem because of work or because of the move? Both. First it was more about the move, but it was both. Then it was more about work. Then it was sort of both, if you consider the insane amount of work I've been doing trying to get the house going for these last couple weeks. And like this week, it's just been work. It's just been awful. Neko asks, how do you keep finding new levels of worse weeks and months? I want to say you must be new here, but obviously that's not true. The thing to keep in mind is that July of 2023 through June of 2024 was like a pretty consistently good period of 12 entire months. I honest to God can't remember the last time that's been true. And so I'm being punished, probably, in some capacity. I don't know. I don't know what your worldview is like, but like, I was very appreciative of that year. And then my birthday came around and I got COVID and lots of problems. Now, to be fair, a lot of those problems are based around the fact that I have a nice house now. And having a house, especially like immediately following buying a house, does come with a fair number of things to take care of, for certain. And I've gotten a more than reasonable amount of help from both of my parents. But like, it is just exhausting. It's been nonstop. Like, I think we've passed what is probably like a normal level of anxiety and frustration from this. And I'm feeling burnt out both from work and from not work. And so like, I don't have like a whole lot of time to like reinvent the concept of plumbing. So if I'm a little bit on edge at the insinuation that I should just be a plumber, that is the reason why. And I'm not trying to be mad about it, but it's, I don't know, it's a little irritating in the moment. So I apologize for that. Anime suggests the only thing I think to do is find a good plumber who is able and willing to help you. Like, the thing is, the solution that is suggested is like potentially helpful, but it's also kind of extreme, because it's not truly just a matter of understanding and controlling the flow of the water to maximize the output of the water heater and minimize any other water usage. I mean, the truth of the matter is that, like, I've been using largely exclusively hot water for most things except to, like, wash produce, because that's something I'm going to eat, and so I've been washing that in cold water. And, like, washing my hands and using the shower. I mean, the shower, I think, is a mixture, to be fair. But I think, if I understand correctly, well, I don't know. I'm not sure what the toilet is. I was told as part of the instructions to flush the hot water system that I should also literally flush the toilet. But there was like a really optimistic set of instructions that came with this concept of like cycling through the old water in the water heater, which was like flush all toilets once, run the dishwasher like once, like basically like destroy all the fart water ice, which I still haven't done, because if I do it before the system is purged of fart water, then it will just make more fart water ice and will bring more fart water through the fridge system, which I don't want. But like, point being that, like, I have been using a lot of hot water. In fact, the plumbing issues from last week were exacerbated by the fact that at various points I was occasionally just running pure hot water in, like, the sinks, and it was causing everything to back up because the line wasn't clear, because I have a major plumbing problem that still needs to be addressed long term. So yeah, does that answer, was there even a question, or am I just mad? There may have been a question at some point. The point is I'm working on it, and as I did say before, it does seem like we're getting close now. It is frustrating that it felt like we were close about 2 weeks ago, and then, like, in the middle of last week, bad plumber shut off the water purification system, and then, for reasons I genuinely can't explain because this isn't how this should work, we achieved some mystical setback. And none of this even addresses the lizard that's in my bathroom. I genuinely don't want to talk about the lizard in my bathroom. He's a small little guy, and I don't want to hurt him, but I don't know what to do about him because I don't want him there. And every time I think he's in a position where I could get him in a box to take him outside or something like that, he disappears into some sort of void behind my toilet, which probably is related to the plumbing in some way. But it's just, I don't enjoy it. We've achieved the status that I sort of consider for my own purposes as being shields down, which is, I'm pretty good, I think, at masking my emotions, generally speaking, and keeping an even keel. It's something I've put a considerable amount of effort into being able to do over the past decade. But, like, when circumstances are stressful or bad enough for long enough, or if it's really just, like, an individually horrible thing that happens, then, like, my capacity to buffer emotions is greatly diminished, and thus, here we are. But instead of that, Cobalt Core. Now, worth pointing out, and luckily this is framed perfectly. Can I have my mouse? We've talked about this, I think, just last week. It feels like time is flying by relative to the Riggs plushie, and not so much in terms of things that are making me constantly mad and irritated. But there are only 2 weeks left if you want your very own Riggs plushie. I have ordered one because Demolition gifted the amount of money necessary to order one last week via Bits, I think it was Bits. But yeah, in case you want your own, keep that in mind. Time is running out. Because this should consider keeping bathroom lizard if he's happy. Lots of lizards are insectivores, so he'd be eating any pests. That's true, but then there's a weird little lizard that my research suggests is very dangerous to touch. And I don't... Here's the thing. I'm not, like, afraid of bugs. I don't generally like them. But the reason I largely don't like bugs is that I kind of just don't like having unpredictable living entities inside of the place where I live. The lizard is very much that. Now, granted, this mysterious interdimensional bathroom lizard does appear to get smaller every time I look at him. So one solution might be that if I look at him enough, he'll, like, pop out of existence. Like that weird thing in the Animorphs where, like, they try to morph into something that's too small and accidentally go into, like, the mass dimension, where, like, all of the excess mass that someone sheds in order to morph into a smaller animal, like, just exists in some weird formless void. And, like, yeah, if I look at him enough, he might just shrink down to that size. Or, like, the quantum realm from everyone's favorite Marvel movie, Ant-Man Quantumania. Don't know what species he is. I think he's a salamander, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna let's play Cobalt Core. Now, we are down to just 2 memories that we must unlock and obtain. which are one for Dizzy and one for Max. Now, we've been playing it relatively safe in a sense that we've been playing on normal to try and get through the story mode. And I don't really have a problem with that because, you know, this is a story gaming channel more than it is a hyper competitive, you know, show off stream channel. However, you know, we've done a good job, I think, of like running through the variety of 5 ships that exist. I think what I would like to do to try and keep things interesting is today, let's randomize our ship. Artemis, sure. And now I want to assemble what I think is like the least intuitive team to create a challenge for myself. This does contain both of the characters that I need memories for. So like Dizzy is the primarily like shield focused, so defensive and not necessarily doing a lot of damage. Isaac focuses on mid-row objects, which is at least as much about just like moving mid-row objects or making things that just sort of stand in the way of enemy attacks as it is firing missiles or doing damage through drones or whatever. Listen, I've played a few rounds with Max. Max's specialty seems to be cards I don't want to play. Maybe this will finally be the run where that proves me wrong, but we'll find out together with, I guess, the Artemis. Gotta bring Riggs due to the Riggs plushie. I will bring Riggs tomorrow. I was thinking tomorrow, assuming this goes well, we may do like a hard run with like a more conventional team. Let's see, 2 random card upgrades to type B. I generally like type B less, so we could do type A. I'm not sure I've ever gotten both of those options at the same time. Or I could remove a card and then choose one of 3 common cards to replace it with. Oh god, admin deploy is such high risk, high reward of like, sometimes it's great because it lets you play expensive cards you shouldn't have any business playing, and sometimes it's horrible. It's like worse than nothing. I think I'm just gonna go with the type A because I think I'm at a, oh god. Parallel shift A, that's not a good pull. Shield surge A, also not great, to be honest. I keep having another dream, Cat. Yeah? Did this one have a cool sword, too? Yeah, except you were the one with the sword. Alright, now you have my attention. Well, I think the sword was a metaphor. I don't remember the details. But we were all there. The world was ending, but you were holding it back. But there was something wrong with you. You were different. And then I wake up. Yeah, I've been trying to puzzle out who I think the last character might be. Like, my current assumption, and I have no idea if this is true, is that when we get the last memory, it will unlock the 8th character. And that character, I don't know, narratively speaking, it feels like we should have some idea who that character is. So frontrunner theories are like, Cat's physical form, like Cat wasn't always a computer program or something like that. Evil Riggs, although that doesn't make very much sense. The entity that has been talking to us from the Cobalt Core, although that also doesn't make a lot of sense. And then beyond that, I don't know. I don't think it's like the shopkeeper or like Wizbo or the other one, Sir Rat Guy. So like having some connection to Cat among those options feels like one of the more probable options. Alright, well this is at least a reasonable starting hand. I'm not even gonna move. I'm gonna shield surge. And then I'm gonna block shot. And I could shoot him again, but I'd rather play long term with the attack drone. Hi, Diplomatic Dumpling. Welcome to chat. Yeah, having deploy in the starting deck, to my earlier point, is pretty much garbage. because everything already costs 1. So unless you have a reason to want to play more than 1 card, it basically doesn't do anything. Well, because we got that totally sick parallel shift A, I can just move the drone so it's attacking them. That's cool, I guess. They're not attacking me, so most of these other cards don't do much. So I'm just gonna get an evade and move that over there. Yep. Have they moved? I don't think either one of us has moved so far. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted. I think what I want to do is, like, shoot them. Drone shift again. This will block damage. Because I'm feeling lazy. I mean, I could move it again. And just tank it on my shields. Yeah, they got a lot of health. Let's do that. Right, they're not attacking, so this turn is... Well, my third action, I guess, is largely irrelevant. But no, Shield Surge will build up later shield. That's still relevant. So I can do... I'm just going to do both attacks, play a drone, and finally one of us will move. Are your engines broken, buddy? I'm not sure what you're doing over there. Curse Blood. Alright, what do we have? Got a rare shield gun. Deals damage equal to your shield. Honestly, I feel like we're gonna need this. I'm not excited about it, but I've also never really built a shield gun deck. But, like, I have, like, none really attack-focused things. And I did get a relatively free upgrade to Shield Surge. It's almost like a combo. Alright, first look at the map. Oh boy. Lots of elites with this unfortunate party composition. Why not? I don't actually think I wanna... I mean, admin deploy at least kind of does something now. I suppose I should answer for myself the question, would I rather aggressively upgrade admin deploy and expect to keep it, or remove it and just not do that at all? Sorry for the circumstances, Demolition. It sounds like kind of a rough time. Bad weather, double vaccine, little sleep. Yeah, this sounds like a long day. I mean, I presume that you also worked today and didn't call out after feeling kind of gross, but maybe. One of the block shots also gives permanent shield? That's kind of fun. It's quite a lot of things that could be useful here. You know what? I think we're gonna become a much many shields build, and I think in service of that, I think I'm gonna upgrade block shot to do normal shield. I don't know if that's the best first move, but we'll see. Is anyone else getting really bad headache? It's that high-pitched static. Who should I teach this time? I mean, we're getting dizzy with it. I mean, we're pretty block focused, and what looks like our primary win condition is block based. So let's see what Dizzy has for us. We could take another shield gun. If I took another shield gun, I would definitely want to upgrade admin deploy. Yeah. I mean, it's too funny not to do. Big shield's not all that impressive. Even if it can get you up to 5. We don't even have 5 shield capacity without, like, an artifact or another thing. Let's just take another shield gun. Great, now it's time for bosses. Drake first. So shield gun currently doing 2 damage. I mean, we're gonna take some burn here. Is it better? I'm not even sure it's actually better to, like, not play shield gun and do not shield gun things. Because, like, then what does that let me do? Basically, one shot, a drone, and an extra evade. Like, I guess I could, like, move one right, play the drone, attack, move one left. But that does, like, 1 damage, stops them hitting me, and I lose the drone. I'm going to... I think I'm going to do dodge shield gun and just have, like, a bad first turn. Alright, this is going to be a safer turn for us. So we can... I mean, I guess we'll basically just do our attacks and build up as much shield as possible. You know, it's interesting. Again, I'm not sure if I've built a shield gun deck at all, ever. It's one of the few sort of, like, proper win condition cards in this game that doesn't default to, like, exhausting itself, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do block shot, shield gun. Alright, I can't go up to 5. It's still probably the right thing to do, I think. I will evade 1 of the damage so as not to take an unnecessary maximum amount of burn. Did I accidentally set some weird thing where the enemies don't, like, move during this run? Normally, I find the issue is that they move too much. I mean, weirdly... Nah, I guess that doesn't even do anything. I was thinking I should shield gun just for the shield, but I'm already at max shield. I mean, the only thing I think in my whole hand that matters is parallel shifts. I'm gonna scoot a little more and then just fire off shield gun for fun. You good over there, buddy? Well, I don't have any regular move. So my hand kind of doesn't do anything, I guess. Fun. Okay. Still don't have any move, huh? Okay, accidentally exhausted shield gun. Oh. I forgot that this exhausts. That's fair. No, I actually just have 2 shield gun. You're right about that doubling. Boy. Our draws aren't very good. But I think it also is the case that our deck is not very good, so... yeah. I think it's partially just that, like, the combination of the way they're moving and our relative lack of movement is a problem. Just... When does the burn happen? The end of my turn. I think I could kill him next turn if I just shield gun now. Then I just, like, take the hit. Yeah. That was fine. Alright, keep 1 drone shift and 3 pebbles. Why, though? I'm pretty sure I don't want any of this. Multi-stun? It's a multi-stun deck? Always move left. I mean, I guess you could argue that I could use Small Boulder as a means of blocking that doesn't use up my shield. But then I just have a Small Boulder in my deck. And I don't think I want that. It's kind of funny, though. Your first attack each turn pierces. I think, for the moment, that sounds good, because I could... I mean, I don't have extra energy, so turns I'm playing shield gun, that's like most of what I'm doing. So if like the main attack I do every turn is a relatively big hit that pierces, that sounds good. Deals with some of these enemies that like generate shield over time. Jumper cables is fine, especially since I took some early hull damage, but like I think this is a run where I'd rather have piercing. Like this type of enemy for sure would like piercing. Let's just... Yeah, no point in making the second attack because I think I'm going to try and circumvent the shields. I'm just going to fire off drone. Oh, you're this guy. I always forget that you're this one. It's very devious the way they put these weak spots where... Well, I guess I'm not sure off the top of my head what percentage of the shields, like, get paybacked on for attacking the weak spots, but I think they knew what they were doing. I think what I'm gonna do is parallel shift this to its weak spot. This doesn't really do anything, but it gets it out of the way, sort of. And I'm gonna scoot, and I can do 2 piercing or 2 piercing. I guess it's 2 piercing either way that gives me 1 shield either way. So that being the case, I'm better off playing Shield Surge with Block Shot, because I still get my 2 piercing, but I get more shield for later. Right, that did 3 because of the weak spot. I didn't process that. Pick your card. Striker Squadron. I've only had this once, I think. So you get 2 less energy on the next turn. But you make 2 drones. And they're like upgraded drones. I mean, I have a relatively expensive deck already. It's probably not the case that I want a thing that costs 2 by itself and then another 2 next turn. That's going to make it pretty hard to do stuff. There's an argument for math.max. I feel like that might be better later. Now it kind of just draws my whole deck, which I guess if all I want to do is draw a shield gun at the start of my turn and I haven't done it, that's a way to do it. But I don't think I want any of these. Wave control. Gain 3 drone shift on the first turn. That sounds fun and not especially useful. Adaptive plating. Give a max hull and heal every time you defeat a boss or elite. I want to get Ricochet Paddle, but I think because it's early and because we are, like, literally... Not this one. like on the verge of facing another elite, it's probably smart to increase our hull. Protect our shield bay, that's good. Help keep our shield up. Or the stat boost stat. I don't currently have that. I think I go armored bay. Not great starting options for not taking damage. I think I'm gonna reduce damage by 1 by putting my newly armored bay in front of one of those lasers. Alright, shield gun, obviously not great at this moment because of that rough start. So I think instead I will, like, block shot and shield surge. Am I taking 1 this turn? Let me get dodge instead of that last block. If I draw a shield gun again next turn, I can get that block and do a bunch of damage. Whereas I really only have 1 movement card in my entire deck. I didn't draw any shield guns, regrettably. So I think what I will do is move. Now all these cannon shots are negated by my armor. This has felt like a good air quotes investment already. I think I would like to probably shoot, dodge, reroll. Get a little bit of extra damage because I happen to be facing the weak spot. I want the dodge so that I can position myself if needed, and then reroll just to mitigate the fact that I got a bunch of shots coming at me. Alright, so that's brittle. So by doing shield surge, shield gun, we hit pretty hard. And also max out our shield for the sake of us being hit a couple times this turn. But 6. That's 2, and then 4. Yeah, that's enough. Crisplode. Reduce shield capacity. Gonna go ahead and say that's not for me. Converter turns your shield into evade. I'm not entirely sure what build that's for, but in a build where we want more shield, that's not it. And big shield, just like being expensive, I don't think is great. So I'm gonna skip again. Every 5th time you attack, gain an evade. I think that's pretty good for us. I don't think we're doing enough movement for chaff emitters to be good. And Strong Start is a great thing in theory that it just never really works out. So yeah, like an ability to get some evade, which we're lacking in, that seems like a good option. Let's do shield surge, shield gun. Some for a bunch, then we take a bunch in return because I guess I could have moved 1. Let's do, they're not attacking this turn, let's do a block shot. I guess the shield gun's gonna eat into the shield now, but does as much damage as the basic shot while also giving me more future block. At least it should have. I feel like it didn't. Ah, good trash. Honestly, Just gonna dodge and trash and take some hull damage. I love how on the turns when I really want to attack, I draw literal and figurative trash. I mean, I guess it's just gonna be... Honestly, let's block instead of attack drone, because I think we basically have to draw shield gun next turn. So it's like crank up the shields and take out the trash. Yeah, so piercing shield gun. And then probably should play the block shot just for the sake of blocking. Hi, it's Bunny. Welcome to the stream. How have things progressed in this past week? I mean, like, chips away at the shield in a useless fashion, but like... Kaboom. Cloud save. I think I'm likely to upgrade admin deploy before I start doing other stuff. And I'm realizing at some point I just started assuming that my shield guns were shield gun A, which they aren't. Which is why I was confused about the amount of shield I had after one of those attacks. So yeah, as a result of the fact that I probably am going to upgrade admin deploy, I don't think cloud save is super useful. It would be a pretty speculative pick without at least like one relevant thing for it to be doing. Hey, how about that upgrade I mentioned earlier, where admin deploy can choose a card in my hand and play it for free and not exhaust it. So now if I draw this on the same turn as one of my 2-cost shield blast thing, whatever that's called, will be copacetic. Means that we could do extra energy stuff. So probably like Shield Surge A, admin deploy shield gun, I guess reroll? Yeah, piercing. So this just keeps our shield intact for next turn. Outside at 4 in the morning is so nice. Is that because you also dislike the busyness of people? And or also hate the sun? The sun is my nemesis. So if I do block shot, that pierces, and then shield gun doesn't. Alternatively, yeah, I think actually this turn I like dodge, move so that my armor takes this hit and I'm not getting shot over here. And then I guess just since I'm not taking damage, maybe shield gun is better. I was thinking of playing drone, but then drone just gets like blown up for almost no value. Could do like block shot to gain a shield and do 2 piercing, or I could just do shield gun to do 3 piercing. I've been in a heat wave since Wednesday. Since the move, I've been keeping my work computer synced to West Coast time, which I'm not sure if I will do long term, but it helps me track certain things. And part of the fact that it's synced to the West Coast means that it still shows me like California temperature, and it looked horrible today. Definitely glad to be here with the air conditioning. Ugh. Not loving the whole... Actually, this is fine. I'm going to do... Oh, no, if I do block shot first, then I just miss out. A basic block, and then move, and then shield gun for 4 piercing. And that was apparently enough to refund me my evade, which is nice. So I take none damage from this, I take 1 damage from this, but my deck shields. This looks gross, though. I think this turn is probably like shield surge, deploy shield gun, reroll. And then I'll have to do math as to how much damage I'm still taking. As to whether I want to move or not. So shield surge first, maxes out shield, deploy shield gun because it's expensive, and then reroll for shield that preserves my shield. Shield. So if I move 1 to the right, then I take exactly as much damage as I have temp shield. Probably worth it. Probably. That doesn't look great. I could like... Oh, it's really stupid. I think it's actually the best play, though. I can attack drone, parallel shift to block this damage, and then build up a move for later since my shield is maxed. Heatwave means 28 or higher. The average summer is 20 degrees Celsius. I appreciate the context because I'm very bad at Celsius in particular. I mean, shield gun. And then, like, reroll? I could just, like, move. I think I might want the move, though. This will bring me down to 3 shield, but I think that's manageable. I only need 3 piercing from a shield gun to take him out, which we have. Zone 1 down. Increase my killing power. Overclock, huh? You're really dedicated to me having that boost status, even though I have none statuses. Make a temporary copy of your leftmost card. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Backup stick A. It no longer exhausts. Backup stick B. Choose a card in your hand to make a temp copy. I don't know. With the parallel shift upgraded, energy drone's a little more interesting. It does cost 2. I always forget it costs 2. It's a reasonable amount of investment. Those translate to 84 and 68. Wow, the average summer is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's primo, Ice Bunny. As someone who's like gradually had to adapt to like 80 something being a tolerable temperature, but like really doesn't enjoy anything really over 80, I feel for you. I do. But I've been living in the heat. I think, if I remember correctly, I think the high in like the Los Angeles area today was like 111 or something. That's a lot. Those are like Vegas temperatures, which is like the surface of the sun. I'm gonna skip these. Flow state, draw 1 less card per turn. The first 3 times you play a card each turn, draw a card. No, that doesn't seem good. I don't know that I've ever seen Tridimensional cockpit. Permanently replace your cockpit with empty scaffolding. Lose half of your max hull on pickup. Well, isn't that interesting? Heard about Phoenix. I mean, I know that Phoenix also is basically the surface of the sun. How bad is it in Phoenix, Demolition? Ooh, simplicity is actually really interesting. Because the basic shots don't do a lot here. And I could get rid of attack drone too? And then like most of my deck is actually like pretty useful. The cockpit sounds interesting, especially since I can gain more hull by taking on elites, but man, it would fix my draws like real like that. It's otherwise kind of difficult to churn through that many cards you want to get rid of. Oh, I did actually hear something about that. 100 plus days of 100-degree Fahrenheit temperatures or more in a row. Previous record was 72 days in the early 2000s. Oh, yeah, it's a bad time to witness the sky. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna simplify. Remove, and remove. Now this is either brilliant or terrible. I think it's good though, but it might actually be terrible. Okay. I think we'll be doing basic block, admin, deploy, shield gun, reroll. All right. This looks like a shield surge, shield gun, evade. And we just got a free evade, which is so cool. The timing on that artifact has been seamless so far. Okay. I think we'll do shield surge, deploy shield gun, reroll. I think that's sufficient. Yeah, it leaves them at 1. Then we shuffle where our basic block is in hand. Yeah, I think our deck is good now. Ooh, I could get another block shot. Block shot is not bad. I think block shot hedges a little against my concern after doing the simplicity is that I may not have enough outright attack, but at the same time, the deck is currently so slim that we kind of consistently draw like blocks and shield guns. Shield drone is funny, but I don't think I want that. Ice Bunny says those temperatures would melt her. Well, of course, you're an ice bunny. I can't imagine the temperature would be favorable. Much like Olaf from Frozen, who wants to experience summer, but is a snowman. I'm a little torn here. I mean, I don't know, maybe, well, I don't know. I think for me it's between Blockshot and Skip. Like, Shield Drone's kind of funny, and it would be a way to make use of Parallel Shift A, which is a touch awkward right now, but, like, I'm pretty happy with it, generally speaking. The concern is just with piercing, because, like, I was thinking, like, maybe I could take the block shot and hope to upgrade that one too, and then, like, maybe also clear the basic block. But, you know, as we saw in the last boss fight, like, sometimes you just, like, don't want to do an attack before you do the shield gun. What I'd really like to get is that card whose name I don't remember that, like, by default increases your shield capacity and also gives you one shield. That would be really good. I'm really torn. This is one of the tougher choices that comes to mind to, like, add to this deck. I think I'm gonna take it because, like, I think I've got, like, recency bias against shields and caring about piercing, and while I do think that's relevant, I think, like, half or less of the enemies in the game have shield, and it might be good to just have more attacks that block. I could be wrong. So, to maximize elites, I have to take one of these identical paths to go up this way. Which I think I'm happy to do. Good, they're not trying to attack me. I wish this was the other block shot immediately. I'll fire off dodge. And then I'm just gonna do block shot block. Of course, this enemy is also shielded to immediately punish me, but it's fine. We're going to block shot this missile out of the way, and then shield surge, and then deploy a max damage shield gun. So we're going to take status, but not damage here. Now, hang on. Why did that damage go to shield? Because the first attack... Oh, it's just the first attack in general, not the first attack hitting their ship. Whoops, my bad. I don't think that changes that turn. It's just a little embarrassing. Alright, this is fine. What was the status? Oh, -1 energy on draw. Yeah, I do hate that. But it costs nothing to get rid of it? Okay, love you, bye-bye. Is an unfortunate turn. Yeah, these missiles are sort of cramping my style. It's fine. Let's block shot the missile, because that only does 1 damage. And then since we only have 1 energy left over, we'll do 2 piercing with the other upgraded block shot. Just kidding, it's not piercing. I have to get good scrub. Okay. Let's deal with that oxygen leak. And then deploy shield gun. And then I honestly think I just, like, parallel shift left. Because now this blocks that attack from hitting me, and the missile, like, just flies by. That worked out nicely. Oh, seeker missile. And I can't, like, kill you this turn or whatever. Don't like seeker missiles. I wish I had the drone shift card right now. Because I want to be able to drone shift twice. Just move it in the way of my cannon. Even though that's not that great either, to be honest with you. Oh, I think I'm just taking it on the chin here. I guess I play shield surge and dodge to build resources to avoid another turn getting this awkward. And then I take status again without damage from the cannon, and I take like 1 shield damage. Let's just do 2, right? Yeah. But then at least I do like a bunch of damage to them. I think that's correct. Surge, dodge, deploy, shield gun. Got another evade. If I had thought about that, that might have changed my turn. Stupid oxygen leaks. Get rid of that. It's a really bad turn for that, too. Because if I just had my energy this turn, I could block shot the missile out of the way. No, I still wouldn't kill him with the shield gun, though. I mean, I'm just going to blow up the missile and shift. I think I'm going to need that shift later. But I'm going to keep drawing... I guess, does it put oxygen leak immediately on top of my deck? I don't know that they all work that way, but it seems like that's happening reliably enough that that may literally be true. Also knowing that it just takes up a space, because either shield gun would be really good this turn. But let's clear that. And then shoot for 2. Reroll? I think we're just re-rolling. Move, shield gun. Oh hey, I didn't draw the oxygen leak that time. Cloud Save B, it doesn't seem like what we're doing. Flex move too expensive. Large boulders also expensive and not interesting. Skip. Basic, enemy, go. This one doesn't have shields. Guess we'll do basic block shield gun. I'm troubled by these missiles. Parallel shift, though, is fun with all the missiles. Go away. Let's do block shot, and with the missiles, it's tempting to do basic dodge to get more evade. So I'm gonna have a pretty good shot of drawing into shield gun. I'll play it normal and do the thing that my deck is trying to do. I think we're doing block shot to clear away for the cannon. Shield gun. Oh, I was supposed to admin deploy so I could reroll. Oh, wow. Yeah, those mistakes matter. Let's get a dodge and a parallel shift and little of column A and a little of column B and some regular shield. Let's do Shield Surge A. I want to take 3. Let's do a Simul Scoot again. So we take like 1 shield damage, but in the process, gonna shoot you for 3. Alright. Let's do Block Shot. And then correctly admin deploy Shield Gun. And then use that last one for some parallel shift. How many do I need to trigger crosslink? 5. Alright, in that case I'll spend my last evade to not take 3 damage. Didn't move, huh? Oh man, I haven't seen it yet, but like, I guess I can hypothetically admin deploy shield gun in the same turn, which would be really nice in this precise moment. But as it stands, we should be fine with upgraded block shot, admin deploy shield gun. Alright, that was starting to get a little messy. Repair kit. Launch. Destroying this thing. Heal the destroyer's hull for 2. No, that sounds bad. Dice roll B. Don't think that's what I'm doing. I have a few cards and I'm usually playing them and happy to play them. Neko says that her big fluffy swallow blue that she ordered last week arrived. It's even softer and fluffier than I could have imagined. Do your hands pass right through it because it's made of pure cloud? Oh, your ship is so small and covered in shield. Probably still admin deploy shield gun, even though it just hits their shields. Maybe that's not even true. Maybe I just parallel shift and dodge. I think that is true. I don't like that it's true, though. Can't move because the status this one does is lock you in place. Okay. Shield surge shield gun? Probably as good as that's getting. It would be nice to upgrade the shield guns. I'm pretty sure I would do the version that lets them generate one shield. But I'm not sure of that, to be honest. Oh man, I drew the 3-card combo, but I don't have any shield because the last turn was not very good. Let's clear the way with block shot. Let's move out of the way of that very bad looking attack over there. Do shield surge and then deploy shield gun. We've continued our recent run of bad luck in terms of our matchups in this game, where we seem to have like a run of like an entire sector where like all of the encounters like counter what it is we're doing. So the fact that we have these like missile ships that also have shields is like really annoying. Because if they just have shields, it's fine because we can like pierce through the shields with like a big attack each turn. If they just have missiles, we can sort of clear the missile out of the way of our cannon and then do a big attack. But when it's both, then I have to chip all the way through their shield, which is admittedly a sort of first world problem, but shut up about it, I guess, is my point. I don't know. Block shot, because I don't want to get hit by missile. Probably reroll to protect as much shield as possible. I guess it protects all my shield because armor is taking the effect damage. And then they're doing homing missiles, so parallel shift isn't super useful. I think I'll just take the... No, I'll take the dodge. Shield is easier to come by. Yeah, it's fine. Let's do 3 piercing. And then I think just shield surge. I guess it's a question of whether I want to preserve shield here. I think I do. I have 2 drone shift. That's fine. I don't think we can draw any shield guns next turn, which is a bummer. Let's instead parallel shift, blow this guy up. Why did I lose so much shield? What did I do that lost me that shield? Honestly, I think I'm just like turtling up here. I don't think the not piercing 2 damage shield gun is extremely good. Let's do shield surge, shield gun, Get an evade. That's kind of a lot of damage, huh? I'm looking to take 5? I don't want to take 5. But I can't move that far. I burned one move so I could move further. Because I have my engine stall. And I could do 1, 2. So if I move all the way to the right, then I'm only taking 2 damage. Accept these terms. Shield gun for lethal. Great. System security. Why? It's so expensive. I was looking at the effect, I'm like, shield and temporary shields. And then I look at the cost and I'm like, why? I don't want any of these. Boss hunt. Oh, it's the worst one. Hooray. I think this is like I basically want to play my whole hand, and every time I start thinking about a chain of plays, I'm just like, yeah, and then I'll just play every card and have all the effects. I want the temp shield because it's hard for me to both attack and not take damage this turn. I want the parallel shift because I know this fool fires missiles. I think we just don't shield gun, I guess. I think that's the best play. I don't really want to deal with either of those missiles, to be honest with you. I can't gain evade no matter what. This turn actually looks horrible. I think again we're not playing shield gun. I think we have to like dodge to one side. Well, no, maybe not. So I can... there's like lots of things I could do, and they're all kind of stupid. I can like dodge and then like move left, shoot the shaker missile, shield surge or something probably to just like have more resources for the future and pass. It's not very good. I can use drone shift to accomplish something similar. Just move the missiles one to the right. In both of those cases I got this double cannon hitting me. But if I block shot and then shield surge, then I offset that damage and I'll gain this dodge for later. Just going to shield gun. And then parallel shift? I think I'm gonna have to take the shaker missile. Is there a better thing to do? Reroll mitigates damage, but I still take the effect. I would take 4 damage reduced to 2. If I use drone shift, I just take 2. And that's only from the missiles. There's still the stupid cannon. God, I hate this boss so much. This boss is so annoying. I wish I had the bad block shot this turn. Just playing defense. It's what the deck does. Guess we will block, deploy shield gun, and then block shot. Nice when he says, "Oh no, hub above a protein powder cola flavor makes me want to cry. Why can the kale munchers not keep their health food and I can keep my cola?" Wait. Did they discontinue the cola flavor? I think I missed a step in here. Are you upset that the cola flavor exists or that it doesn't exist? I don't know anything about protein powder in general or specifically. Fewer missiles this round is probably good for me. I think I will shield gun. Dodge? Yeah, let's take a dodge, I think, over parallel shift. Good. Admin deploy with nothing good to play with it, obviously, of course. And the Seeker missile is not the one that I can target, which is great for me too. I mean, like, literally the only stuff I could do this turn is play defensively. So I might as well just, like, blow up the missile, max temporary shield, and then max temporary shield. Have fun. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of Shaker missiles. I don't like those. It's fine. This draw is at least good. Clear one of the missiles. Deploy shield gun. And then stop damage. The Ocean says, checking out a news post on Hacker News, and one of them is an AI model that takes any picture, any text, any voice, and outputs a perfect animation of the person, voice, text in perfect sync. Limited to 8 seconds currently, but it produces on the fly. Give this 5 years, I could easily see the time-space limits disappear. I mean, what do you see the immediate value of this being? I know long-term people would want to exploit it so that we don't need actors and creative types, but like, I'm curious what your take on that is. I know this week on social media they were making rounds. They were like, oh man, look at what this Chinese AI model did with this like 6 seconds of like Star Wars footage. And it was like Darth Vader and Darth Maul like slap fighting with lightsabers, and like the dialogue was just like, "Oh, you want a sword fight? That's sword fight." And it just like absolutely wasn't either of those characters at all, and was offsetting, like off-putting and confusing. Yeah. What's funny is my first exposure to that was someone saying, "Oh, I didn't watch this with the sound. Now I understand." And I was like, "What is the sound?" And then I was like, "Oh no." So I think we want, yeah, just like block shots, shield gun. God, this boss is annoying on a good day, and this is not a good day. I guess what I'm driving at, Demolition, is you've raised this, and I feel like historically I've not known you to be incredibly pro artificial intelligence, especially when there are like obvious, like ethically shady implications. These Mao and Lenin in the Chinese origin. You know, I have no idea what the origin. I mean, I don't think I think the idea is that it was just the AI was Chinese and they were like, oh yeah, we could do this cool intellectual property of like villain characters everyone likes. Like I don't think it was like someone superimposed Star Wars on a Chinese lightsaber battle that happened in real life. Just impressive what they could do with $500,000 in backing. I mean, like, here's the thing, I guess, is like, it's not that long term I don't think artificial intelligence can and will adapt to impressive and useful things. However, it still remains the case that in the short term, it just seems like everyone wants to cut corners, reduce cost, and maximize profits by doing the least ethical stuff possible. So, like, it's not like I hear that news from you and I'm like, I'm shocked that AI can do that. It's more like, I mean, one of the other headlines I saw this week was like, the head of an AI company whose name I don't remember or possibly didn't catch was like, well, like, we need to be able to steal intellectual property or our technology isn't profitable. And it's like, right. Which, like, is sort of the whole deal. Like, that's kind of like the entire deal, guy. That's exactly the problem. Need you to reflect on that and start back at square one. Hi, Castleark. Welcome to the stream. How is it going? How is your Friday? How is your week? This hand has nothing to do. This hand doesn't do anything. I don't like this hand. Is there a way to reduce? No, I can pretty much take exactly this much damage no matter what. Oh, but the last phase doesn't have missiles on this side at all. So I don't have to care as much about the parallel shift, unless it's making seeking missiles. In which case, it actually still doesn't matter. So let's play all of the cards that aren't parallel shift. Job done. I mean, listen, I believe that if you give enough tech bros enough time and money, they will make Skynet. That doesn't make it a good idea, you know? I could move 2. This boss gets so much health. I don't know who designed this boss. They're my enemy. I don't need to worry about piercing. So I just need to, like, shoot, deploy, shield gun. I guess block shot just kills them, right? Okay, good. The example that company used was Elon Musk singing Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon. See, I don't feel like that's a very good example because I just don't want to see that. But they're surely going to be sued out of existence. I mean, we can only hope. Stun source. Gain 1 stun charge every turn. That would finally be a comedic use of that boost status that the game so desperately wanted to give us earlier. Yeah, it is problematic that the technology hasn't already been regulated. I'll agree with that. Like auto dialers in the 90s. I don't know much about how that all went down. I know that we decided that people could just like do robocalls and be a general nuisance all the time. This costs 4, and even though I have a card that lets me play it, I don't think the benefit is strong enough, even though that card is cool and fun. And I could have been rewarded with strong start, but still... Ooh, brittle. I think, comparatively, like, we're very defensive, so jumper cables is less exciting. We still don't really have a reason to take strong start. We just passed our first one, relatively late in Zone 2. I think I'm gonna find their weak spot and attack it for massive damage. Let's go find a shot. Photon Condenser. All of Dizzy's card attacks deal +1 damage. Oh, you better believe I'm taking that one. Alright, now we get a shot and can finally... It feels like it's been ages, but we can upgrade something. Shield Surge already upgraded. We can upgrade the other block shot. Upgrade reroll to do a little more temp shield or to do regular shield. Basically, I think any upgrade that we can do is good. I'm not sure which one is best. It might be shield gun, just so that we start having some more flexibility of not necessarily needing to top off our shield every time we want to fire for maximum results. Gives us a little more flexibility and remaining energy on that turn. Of course, I can only upgrade one of them at a time. I should consider Shield Gun B. It doesn't give me that same flexibility I was talking about, but it does mean that I can... Like, I can use Temporary Shield to crank up the damage more, but the deck isn't exactly optimized for that currently. So I don't know how useful that is. I think I'm going to stick to my guns. My shield guns, the shield guns I've been playing the whole time, the poison chosen specifically for Kuzco. Another boss. This is a much less annoying boss than the last boss. Let's do basic block, deploy shield gun A, and then reroll. Oh, that's right. Shield gun also getting +1 damage, which is super cool. Let's scoot, shoot, shield gun. God, this is gonna be over like insanely much faster than the last fight. It's actually pretty funny. Might need to take a turn off aggro here though, just cause we're threatening a lot of damage. And if I move, it'll take even more damage. I think I'm actually still better off being aggressive just because I think it only makes a difference of like 1 damage. My options are relatively limited. So I think I just like move so that my cannon is in range. And then deploy shield gun and reroll to mitigate damage. So we're taking 4 and our shields soak all of that, but now our shields are low, which is the drawback. But at least they didn't move out of the way of our attack, and they're not threatening as much damage now. So what would I rather have? Definitely block shot A. And now shield gun for not quite lethal, sadly. But we take none damage, although we drop to none shield. But now just like any attack takes them out. That was like a speed run. I think I missed your response earlier, Ice Bunny, regarding group with Hubba Bubba gum and protein powder. Cola flavor is a hard no. So the cola flavor is a new thing, huh? I don't know, I like cola, but I'm also a weird guy. Let's see. Total cash wipe. X equals number of cards in... No, hold on. X equals send every card in your hand to the exhaust pile. Then do X damage. I think we're missing a little bit of terminology to smooth this over. I'm assuming it's counting the number of cards it's sending to the exhaust pile. It's kind of implied. It's not explicitly stated the way this is written, but like basically, oh no, it is. No, there's something weird here. I think we just don't have enough reminder text to make a separate note of. Oh no, I see. X equal. This is confusing though, because it says X equals the amount of other cards in your hand, when that's not how X is written on other cards, I don't think. Normally it just explains what the symbol next to X is, and you're meant to realize that's a basic, like, algebraic equation. So X equals the cards in your hand that aren't this card you're playing. Then you deal damage equal to that number, and then gain temporary shield, and then exhaust your whole hand. That sounds terrible, for the record. And I already removed one of these from my deck and passed on one of these, so I just don't want any of this. Rebound reagent. Once per combat, when you lose a hull, immediately heal one. Your shield lasts between combats. That's kind of interesting. I very rarely have a build where that's even remotely good. In some cases, I think it's actively harmful, because I think some builds, like, I end up with none shield at the end of most combats, and you typically start with one. Hull plating. No, I think I'm going to take shield memory, because I think most of the time I'm at least above my starting total. And now here, I'm going to upgrade the other shield gun. Basically want it so that I don't ever take damage. Is that asking too much? Ice Face says, no, they made protein powder that tastes like Coke is odd. What a nasty smoothie banana blueberry cola make. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I feel like it might be manageable. Cherry Coke's been a thing forever. Why not banana blueberry? So I have the thing in effect that makes a secret weak spot. So I could try to suss that out, or I could just position myself across from their weak spot and fire away. Now, the problem here is the shield thing again. I think what I'm going to do is play a shield gun and reroll to mitigate damage without having to move. Preserve some shield for future gun, although I won't draw any shield gun for like 2 turns. Well, that's not the weak spot, it turns out. Everybody says, try to drink more milk coffees than cola, but do not mess with my unhealthy drinks. Just don't. Well, I don't know. I find it odd how many people are so quick to like judge other people's unhealthy drinks, but then also have like their own unhealthy drinks. Like, it's fine to just be like, I think it would be gross to have a Coke and fruit smoothie, because realistically, that's probably not most people's cup of tea, largely because it's a smoothie with cola, and tea wasn't even involved, and I'm not sure why you'd bring that up. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just crazy to me how many people I've known who are, like, so judgmental about, like, soda, which is, like, relatively mundane, but they'll like, they themselves will be, like, a heavy alcohol drinker, and it's like, okay, but, like, that's, like, literal poison as opposed to, like, unhealthy. As opposed to, like, a suboptimal choice. Like, that's actively destroying parts of your body. That's a lot of shield you got there. It'd be a shame if I had piercing once per turn. I'm just gonna shield and dodge. Nothing else does anything. It's a lot of missiles. A lot of missiles. So So currently I'm taking 5 damage, huh? That's more damage than I would like to be taking. I think it's like... Shield Surge, deploy Shield Gun, the block shot that gives Temp Shield, I guess? I say like there's a lot of options, which there aren't. Get an evade. Actually, that might change the math a little. If I moved... 1, 2, 3. That's still not very good. Clear that and take 4. Is that worth it? It's like a lot of trouble. It's just annoying that like the missiles are at like the far edges of my wingspan. It makes it hard to like maneuver in a meaningful way. I think I'm just gonna gain the temp shield and pass. I like take a bunch of damage here, but none of it to my home. Alright. This looks like a job for basic block shield gun. That's a really unexciting turn. Gonna be back down to 0 shield. Okay. Interesting that they keep positioning the same spot opposite me like every turn. Piercing, 4 piercing. If this other block shot was upgraded to A, we could take him out this turn. God, this is exactly the same turn from last turn. Turn. Oh, I found the weak spot, but too late. This should kill them, right? With the weak spot here? Yeah, okay. I have so much hull, and I'm taking none damage. He says, everything I tried with added protein tasted sad, to say it kindly. Do they not have, like a flavorless protein powder supplement at this point? Well, we have some interesting options this time. We could play Jupiter Drone, which would give us more shield gun attacks. They wouldn't be piercing, but, I mean... that's something. But we're also a build that just like turtles super hard. So even though payback costs 3, I really feel like that is good here. I was also already upgraded to payback A. That's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's ridiculous. Oh, the thing that like reduces my shield capacity? No, I hate that. This makes me take more damage? I hate that. This thing gives me energy and puts garbage, literal garbage in my deck. Human garbage. These are all actively bad. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. Where, like, it's not just that I'm not excited about any of these. I genuinely would rather have none of these than any of them. Luckily, I can skip. Zone 3. This is going actually insanely much faster than I expected, because I was like, I'm gonna take only defense and like weird utility crewmates, and like all the battles will take eternity. And then I got 2 shield guns. It's like, all right, I guess I get the picture. I think first turn. Oh, that's right. I have the thing that carries over my shield, so I'm at max shield. I was assuming I would play payback here, but I think shield gun is better right now. So I'm probably taking 3 damage, but I can't get any more shield from payback. What I can do is a piercing shield gun attack followed by reroll, so I don't take very much shield damage and I do a bunch of piercing. Okay, admin deploy, okay. Yeah, if I move there, I'm like shielding that as well, that's pretty good. Let's deploy piercing shot. You don't seem to have drones or nothing, so I guess I'll just, I mean, this literally has no purpose. Whee! Most of the things I can do this turn aren't meaningful, so I'm just going to play payback to get the status up. Maxes out my shield. I'm going to take a big hit here, but from this point on, if all I can do is block, at least I threaten damage back on them. Also, let's not forget that I may be able to find a secret bonus damage spot. So let's do... I guess it's going to be 3 piercing damage no matter whether it's block shot or shield gun. So I'd rather do that to make the second attack do more damage. But now that I'm looking at where we're at, it's a little bit of a bummer. Fire off that shield gun and then reroll. Let's do a shield surge shield gun. And we're very close to crushing your head. Hey, letters! Thank you for the raid. I don't know why. Is that muted or did it not do a thing? Anyway, that's fine. Hi, hello, letters. How are you doing? What were you streaming? I saw you go live right at the time I started. Oh, I think we have lethal, right? Yeah. Boom. I sort of set out doing something that I thought was going to be like an excruciatingly long stream, and I think this will be one of our quickest ever runs of Cobalt Core. Ooh, played some Magic tonight. What was the format? Another payback is funny. I don't think it's actually good at this point. I mean, the other one's already upgraded and everything. I mean, why would I possibly want? Shuffle Shot is such a stupid card. Skip these. Alright, I can... probably want to just hit the shop and hit up the bosses, because I really like our build a lot. What am I planning to upgrade at this point? I'm honestly starting to think, like, I think basic dodge is like a pretty premium upgrade at this point. Like, honestly, most of our deck is upgraded, but like, I think basic dodge is like the highest priority, then block shot, which I think I would turn to block shot A. Although, these temporary shields are useful, so I don't know. Went 4-3 in Bloomborough, quick draft, then played standard with the deal 20 damage at once deck. You are a standard deck builder after my own heart. Of just like some nonsense, maybe not so much necessarily gonna win, but like some real nonsense. Back in the days when I was playing Magic the Gathering online, before Arena existed, I used to draft like every now and then afterward, like I'd often draft like with a friend or a group of friends, so we could sort of collectively try to like learn a draft format better. And then, like, if we still had, like, time left over and we were hanging out, I had, like, built this deck of, like, only, like, rare cards I had taken from drafts that were in standard sets. It was just, like, it was depressing that my win rate was, like, 45% or something with that deck. Because, like, that shouldn't be true. It was not a good deck at all. Winning with style is better than winning. Yes, agreed, absolutely this. I don't currently have a this emote, but insert one here. How is Bloomborough Draft? I haven't played Draft since, like, a really long time, before the pandemic. It wasn't even, like, Korea, which was, like, the first set that came out after the pandemic hit. I don't actually remember what the last set I drafted was. Might have been Eros Beyond Death, but, like, just barely. Not very much of that. I mean, I guess we're doing, like, Piercing Block Shot, Deploy Payback. Ooh, we found the weak spot. That's good. Do I want... I don't remember what kind of missiles the crab shoots. I'm gonna take Parallel Shift, though, hoping that helps. Oh, it shoots, like, all kinds, doesn't it? That's sort of its thing, huh? Well... do wish I could move a little more in the whole area of the crab. But enjoying Bloomborough Limited. You have to not commit too hard to the tribes, though. Play boosters feel like they mess things up a little. I have very little difficulty believing that. Play boosters very much seem like a solution to buying cards and not playing limited. Like, the second they announced that, I was like, not for it. I don't have nearly enough experience to say whether or not it's actually been successful, but, like, my instinct says that's not great. I'm stalling because like, none of my options are good. It dropped 2, like, shielded drones and then moved where I can't attack it. It's very, very annoying. I honestly think it's like drone shift 1. Wait a minute. When an attack pierces, does it also pierce bubble shield? I don't think that's ever come up before. Not for me, anyway. Oh, it sure does. That's interesting. I genuinely didn't know that. Alright, let's gain some temp shield and pass the turn. Neko, presumably noticing my sweet Snoopy Red Baron Wingman shirt, says that she'd like to believe that Snoopy has been the true pilot all along. I think that's certainly been true any time that the pilot wasn't literally Riggs, which immediately makes me think of that really stupid plot point from the end of Virtue's Last Reward. Right, we found the weak spot. Can I do anything with that? I, like, super much can, right? Like, don't you just die? Don't you just, like, immediately die to, like, a... Ooh, Blockshot B! Oh, that's very interesting. But another admin deploy also. What does Bay Overload do? Oh, it gives you missile malfunction. No, no thank you. No, I'm not here for that. Well, actually, no. It gives you missile malfunction, but, like, if you don't play missiles, it doesn't matter, right? It just, like, gives you energy. I don't think my deck needs energy that bad. Those are 2 really good options, though. Like, if I upgrade another admin deploy... That's a basic admin deploy, right? Yeah. If I upgrade another admin deploy... it, like, really makes my turns consistent. But the nice thing about taking a Blockshot B is that I could upgrade the basic Blockshot I have to another Blockshot A and still kind of get the boast. The boast of Beth Worlds? The boast of Beth Worlds? I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a strategic analyst for the U.S. military, so she knows a lot about good space strategy, for sure. This is tough. I mean, drawing two, like, admin deploy in the same turn with some of these one-cost things sounds pretty embarrassing. It's genuinely close. It's very close, though. Nico says the best of Bath World sounds like one of those gigantic rubber ducks. Yeah, I wonder which U.S. state has, like, the world's largest rubber duck, because I know it's out there. It's gotta be. The Boast of Bath Worlds was the original title for the classic Star Trek TNG episode. Yeah, I mean, they were really proud of presumably the first sonic bath instead of the sonic showers that are occasionally alluded to. Chat, what do you like? Admin deploy, which is a thing that lets us play our shield guns a touch more consistently? Or Blockshot B, which just, like, generally gives us more blocking power? Yeah, it's kind of despite myself, I am leaning towards admin deploy. Like, it has some pretty bad draws, but, like, the good draws are, like, very good. I'll give it a shot. And by give it a shot, I mean immediately upgrade it. There's so few not upgraded cards in our deck, it's very funny. We've kept a really lean deck. Oh, man. If I happen to hit this thing's weak spot with, like, shield gun on the first turn, I would kill it in one shot. Statistically, not very likely. Yeah, that didn't work. Reroll, I guess? Do I want to move one? Take 3 or 3. Sold. No admin deploys, depressingly. They'd be very good on this turn. They're literally... The two admin deploys are literally the only two cards in my deck right now. I just want you to appreciate the math here. I'm not looking at chat, so I'm just hoping that you're appreciating it right now. Alright. What am I doing here? I can shield gun to max out my shields and take like a quadrillion damage, like a whole lot. This is not a good matchup for us, huh? Doesn't help that it keeps approaching from the right side where left is favorable. Shoot them 3 times. I think shield gun block shot is best. It's not great. Oh, admin deploy. Wow, so funny, so very funny. I mean, what is at least a little bit like compensatory? That's not a word. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's the fact that at least the 5th card in my hand is basic block, because like this otherwise very good hand came immediately after I got shot for like 10 or something ridiculous. You missed what you were supposed to appreciate. Before I drew for this turn, the only 2 cards in my deck were admin deploy, and I drew like all of the expensive cards, where even one admin deploy would have been unbelievably helpful. So like we can basic block and then deploy a shield gun and then deploy a shield gun. But like We're still taking like 1,000 billion damage. Oh my god, can I not kill you this? Can I not kill you this turn? Am I gonna lose this run? That's 11 damage. I found the weak spot. Thank God. Cool, thanks for the 1 health, you dingus. What an unbelievably annoying battle that was. Stun source B. Well, I do have 2 admin deploy Bs. So maybe I should think about this. Branch prediction A. Oh god. There's a card that lets you do that annoying thing where you dodge out of the way of their attacks. I would love to try that. I don't think that's what we're doing at all. I mean, I think my deck's already as expensive as it's getting. With the recently acquired payback. I mean, this thing would exhaust itself, but I would need specifically to draw it with an admin deploy where it literally is just taking up space. But it does become an attack that stuns and does 4 and stuns an attack every turn. I might need some extra stun because we took like so much damage. I don't like that at all. Jet Thruster's pretty good. If you end your turn with more than 0 energy, gain a shield. That's not kind of our problem. Jet Thrusters is good, and I probably should take it. I'm really sick of missiles. I'm going to take the Ricochet Paddle. Oh god, another elite. This one I don't think will be even remotely as horrifying. I mean, we drew all the admin deploys, which is kind of good and kind of bad. I'm gonna clear the way here, and then deploy stun source. Okay, so this isn't the weak spot, leaving only 3 possible options. Now we have none admin deploys until we shuffle our deck. I really want to play Payback, and it's definitely not the right thing to do. Because if I play Payback, I can't... No, wait, I can do this. I can sort of do this. I'll still take... No, it's fine. This is fine. I'm going to use one of my drone shift, and then I'm going to Payback, which gives me the status and maxes out my shield. I'm going to get hit for 0 3 times. I'll get hit for 1 twice over here. I will counterattack. It will do nothing this turn, but we'd be better positioned for all future turns. Very kind of you to do whatever you would describe this as. Although now I have given myself a stun status that will stop you from shooting me, but that's actually completely fine. So we're going to do admin deploy shield gun, shield gun. Alright, that's not the hidden weak spot. I think it is technically possible for that to be true, but it is not true in this case. I know this also isn't the hidden weak spot. Block shot to clear this thing. Block shot. Ah, the weak spot's the only one I haven't hit. That's annoying. Give me... My shield's maxed out. Give me some drone shift for next turn. So I'm going to take 4, but I'm gonna shoot them 4 times. I was really hoping that'd be the weak spot, though. That'd do a lot more damage if it was. Well, that's interesting. It counts counterattack shots from Payback as attacks for the sake of crosslink. It's odd. I mean, it makes sense, but it's odd. Move. Block shot. Shields. Shift, I guess? Move and shoot very much. Shoot for like 10. Shoot for killing you. Killing you gun. Look at all this health capacity I'm not using. Oh, good, it's Rock Factory. You all know how much I love Rock Factory. Oh, I accidentally skipped. Once per combat, when you lose hull, immediately gain 1 hull. Little late for that. Every 4th turn, gain an overdrive, or every 4 Isaac cards played. I have some bad news for you. My deck contains 1 Isaac card, and it doesn't create anything that would get bubbled. I'm gonna say Overcharger. They're all pretty similar. Ooh. Heal Booster would have been nice to know about a minute ago. Basically gonna do nothing. See, stuns are not good against the aquatic life form because it shoots from its, like, blank scaffolding parts. I think I'm gonna move, admin, deploy, Payback, and then shield gun. It's not, like, extremely good. Maybe I should have just, like, double shield gunned. Unclear. This hand is not good. Hilariously, I think I may admin deploy Fear away. Naga says, her Great Force of she and her mom finally ate through the birthday Black Forest cake. That's, I mean, hopefully that fared better than the pizza and the movie. And I think there was a third thing that went wrong on her birthday. I'm gonna dodge, I guess. And then deploy Fear. Reroll? Like, it's just a bad turn. Like, that was just not a good hand. At least we get some counterattack in there. Good, drew the stun source without an admin deploy. Good. Exactly according to plan. Good. Let's... block shot, shield surge, dodge. Boy, this is a rough battle. Right, at least approaching from this side buffers me from damage a little. So I can admin deploy shield gun. And then admin deploy Fear. And then reroll. That's too much Fear. 7? Oh, good. That's the amount of killing you I need to do. Found the weak spot. Demolition said... got a tiramisu orange cake for Labor Day. Grandparents... side 2 pieces, polished it off today. That feels like a... unless it was an enormous cake, that feels like a reasonable pace, I think. If I did that math correctly. I would not say I've known it to be extremely typical to get a fancy cake for Labor Day, but it's never like a bad time for a fancy cake, you know? Now, I did get an email like today or yesterday saying that like I'm eligible for like a free slice of Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. Now, the problem is that's not close now. There are many in California. The closest one is it's get toable. It's not close. It's further away than the various McDonald's I've been trying to accumulate Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello Kitties from. What I succeeded at on Labor Day is that I actually went to one of the McDonald's, like the closest one, because I thought it was going to have Exodia still, and I was like, I'll just get a backup Exodia or see if they have like a second one at this place. And they quietly had 3 different ones, none of which I had. So now I have Slifer, Raw, and Time Wizard, in addition to Blue Eyes and Exodia. So that's a pretty good surge. I think it's supposed to be a 6-week promotion. We're on 3. I got a reasonable shot at catching them all, which isn't the right nomenclature, but yeah. I'm gonna skip these. They're all Isaac cards I don't want. I still don't have a name for this last sector. I think Dodo lied to me. It's just called the question mark sector. Cadis have been struggling to find Blue Eyes. I mean, the problem is that like Blue Eyes has to be in the most demand. Like, not only is like Blue Eyes as a character really popular among Yu-Gi-Oh fans, but like also it has probably the cutest character like cosplaying as it. Yeah, I have this bag that now contains all of my unique. So you already saw Blue Eyes Cinnamoroll and Pom Pom Purin Exodia, and now we have tag's kind of in the way. This is Kuromi Slifer the Sky Dragon. I don't know your name at all. Your name is... This is Choco Cat, the Winged Dragon of Ra. That's a pretty good one. And then, of course, Time Wizard Dog. Pochaco. I did try to go to a different McDonald's to see if I could get something unique, and I ended up with another Time Wizard. So I have 2 Time Wizards, 3 Blue Eyes, an Exodia, a Ra, and a Slifer. But, you know, it's all progress. They got Arcadius or Red Eyes Black Dragon off eBay because they're cheap there. That's very nice of you. Unfortunately, they're like impossible to get. How much McDonald's have I got recently? Not extremely much, because as often as I've been able to, I've just like not gotten food. Also, like 3 of those came from literally one visit. Like I went to like one McDonald's on Labor Day, and like the first question I typically ask them is like, how many distinct toys do you have? And this time they were like 3, and I'm like, I think you're lying, because one time someone said 2 and it was all Blue Eyes. But that's fine. I'll see your bluff. And they had 3 distinct ones, and I paid for, and I got none food. And the other one I just got like a Coke Icy with Time Wizard. Yeah, that's sort of my concern. It may be cheap to get Red Eyes in the UK, where it is possible to get Red Eyes Black Dragon, or where it was when the promotion was going on. But yeah, shipping internationally sucks. I shipped to Canada one time and my head exploded. It's a miracle I'm still alive. Uh-oh. Faulty jump point. You're gonna have to discard something or something. I would prefer not to be compressed into infinitely small point today. We better jettison something. Okay, Shield Surge, Parallel, Shift A. That's actually really interesting. Oh my god, jettison part of the hull? I don't think we'll be doing that. Oh god. If it's selling quickly, I'm not surprised. Honestly, at this point, because like the U.S. inexplicably didn't get Red Eyes Black Dragon, it will not surprise me if long term that is the most expensive one from this promotion, which otherwise I would not guess at all. Yeah, Time Wizard Dog is cuter in person. I think all of them are actually cuter in person. I think that's fair to say. Toashin said, if I go to one tomorrow, which should I be on the lookout for? Are you asking which is the most desirable Yu-Gi-Oh toy? Or are you saying that you've figured out where I live and you're trying to find the best McDonald's nearby? I mean, your mileage may vary. I think Blue Eyes is probably the most popular one. I'm really partial to the Exodia. I think he's very cute. The Hello Kitty is very good as well. I'm a little bummed that I haven't gotten that one so far. I'm hoping she shows up before the end of this. But honestly, out of all like 10 of them, I have my top 2 and 4th favorite already. So like, yeah, that's fine. I think... Oh, okay. I did take the stupid Ricochet paddle, which I think means that I should actually get rid of Parallel Shift here. It's done some good work. It's not specifically that I want to get rid of it, but there aren't that many fights left. The boss does have missiles, but now I can, like, ricochet them. I mean, I could get rid of... I don't want to get rid of Shield Surge. I really don't want to get rid of Reroll. It's surprisingly useful. So yeah, let's get rid of Parallel Shift. Oh, it's just the one fight. I thought I had 2 left. Hello Kitty Raw is also very good. That one is also cuter in person, but again, they kind of all are. Alright, what are we... We could repair 12 hull, which maybe it's smart. What do you think, chat? I don't think we're removing anything. We could remove, like, basic block. I genuinely don't know that that's worth it. I think it is either upgrade basic dodge to cost 0 or repair 12 hull. That may be the case, Neko. I haven't seen Dark Magician Kitty in person, so, like, it may feel underwhelming. The proportions on all of them are a little surprising. None of them seems like quite the size I expected them to be. Time Wizard Dog is much larger than I expected him to be, relatively speaking. This is a tough call. I think... I'm gonna repair the hull. I really hate doing it, but gone to all this trouble to beat this stupid run. Might as well see it through. Not restart at the end out of, like, avarice. Good start, by which I mean specifically quite bad start. Immediately wishing I had free basic dodge, but at the same time, we're gonna have relatively little dodge and a lot of cannons facing us, so... I think perhaps the best thing to do is... So disappointing, though. Maybe I move left, shield gun, and basic dodge? Was really hoping that'd be the weak spot. I'd feel very clever. So we immediately have 1 shield, which is bad. Ooh. Admin deploy stun source, which stuns the big cannon, which is super cool. And then admin deploy shield gun. Right, that's not gonna pierce. It's still fine. We're like building up shield and we did a big damage and now we get, like, stun all the time. My girl likes to stun all the time, or something. That's a lot of trash. Which is the thing my girl says to me, which is less flattering. Stun block shot A. Stop the missile from happening. Take 3. Well, lose all my shield, I guess. I think that's the thing, because I just want to get rid of the trash. But this was a really unfortunate draw that I drew both of the trash, like, made for a really bad turn here. McDonald's Monopoly is coming back? I'm surprised that still exists. After, like, the whole original scam. There's a really interesting documentary about that, actually. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna stun the main battery here for sure. So we're taking 3. So I could either shield gun to do some damage here, or like reroll and basic dodge. Reroll would mean I take none hull damage, but I did repair my hull. Oh man, and we're getting hit twice, which means we shoot them twice. Yeah, I'd like to whittle away the shields. Oh, that's right, I thought about paybacking, but I didn't, so that is less good. Don't worry about it. Let's... I would like less trash. Let's do admin deploy payback to, like, max out shield when I shield gun. And that does stun on them, and now when I take 2 hits, I'll also make 2 hits. Well, I'm going to stun that main cannon again. You know, early on we were getting some really frustrating enemy movements. This guy just really wants me to attack his weak spot. That's cool by me, to be honest. The rest of my turn's, like, not so good. Oh, I should have done trash. I thought I had 1 energy left for some stupid reason. It is weird that, like, they basically only move so that I'm opposite this missile bay or this cannon. There's, like, no variation. Let's deploy... shield gun. Should have done the shield block first. Basic block, rather. Take out the trash. Just only those 2 things, ever. Let's hit and deploy hit. Yeah, I didn't need all that health, I guess. But I don't think any of those things would have made a big difference. We got very lucky with the enemy just, like, trying to get itself blown up. You are growing stronger. Who shall it be? I'm going to say Max, because I don't particularly like the cut of Max Jib. Not sure I totally understand what your place is in all this. But I think you're trying to help us save the universe, so I appreciate it. The universe is infinite and in no danger. The local time knot which we are trapped in is also infinite, but an infinitely small fraction of the larger infinity. I see. And the time knot is in danger? Oh, yes. T-minus 91 seconds. Very close to the thing. Okay, solder that wire here. Keep that grounded. Got it. Serial device detected. Matching data rate. Whoa, it's working. Wait, shh. Isaac is coming. Don't say anything. Hey, guys. Isaac, check it out. We plugged Cat into the core. I hope it's okay. Huh? Promise you won't be mad. How can I even be mad? What you just said doesn't make sense. Why not? The core is a crystal in an antimatter containment field. You can't just plug something into it. No, but you can plug her into the antimatter beam holding the crystal. Oh, huh. Wow, you did. Alright, this is a mess. We're gonna take this apart carefully, starting with core temperature exceeding 120%. Emergency shutdown. Reset voltages to idle. Venting reactor core. Personality core override. I pulled the plug, but the core is still critical. Hello? Containment failing. What are you creatures? You should not be here. Wait, there's someone in the core. Yeah, so if there's a people in the core, that feels like that's the last character. T-minus 0? Kaboom? Kablowie? Kerpoosh? Is Kerpoosh a thing people still say? Just one more memory. Interesting that menu, I guess not this menu, the like, is it the codex? It's fine. One of those menus like lists like, oh, you found this many ships and this many artifacts and so on and so forth. And it says that we're only one off the total number of memories, which suggests that the last character doesn't have any memories. So then I wonder what the goal is when you get them. Alright, chat. I really thought this was going to be an easy 4-hour stream. It's not. So here's where we're at. We need Dizzy to be on the team. Everything else is up to you. I'm gonna set it to hard, because I apparently hate myself, but we also have some extra time. So that'll offset that a little bit. But I need you to tell me what ship we're using and what crew we're using that aren't Dizzy. Because Dizzy is happening. Books is a classic. Everyone loves Books. Dizzy with Perry. Perry's a classic for Vasco. Now, what ship would you like to use? We got the Artemis, the classic, the one we just used. We got Ares with the toggling war cannons. Sometimes it fires both if you're lucky. That's pretty cool. Jupiter can make lots of drones and fire many, many times. Gemini alternates cannons every time you play cards, which can be useful, but is generally tricky. It doesn't have a lot of upside. And Tide Runner, which is hot garbage. It's very bad. We like Ares. Alright, so it sounds like we've settled on Hard Run with Ares, Dizzy, Perry, and Books. I like it. I like the sound of it, frankly. Side note, the theme song to Lorelei and the laser eyes in the background with your lines was a great pairing. Okay, hard for me to gauge that because I don't know the soundtrack. I am interested in trying that game at some point. I'm not sure if that is a stream game. I feel like it might be, but I don't know. Let's start this run. We're not going to run super long. We're just going to make up for the fact that this is a short stream. System time corrupted. Please select boot option. Replace warp prep with boss artifact. Oh boy. Well, I tell you what, even with our limited max hull on this ship, I'm not super stoked about just choosing 3 max hull. Upgraded card is boring as sin. Like, that's just so uninteresting. I mean, we're probably replacing warp prep with something that sucks, right? Like, that's what we're doing to make this super hard. What kind of soup do you have, Neko? And did you buy it at the clothes store? Donation asks, do you like puzzles, hotels, mystery, collecting things? Then you'll love it. I've heard good things about it. Yeah, it's gonna be spicy. Oh my god. Oh. I literally don't think... Oh god. I I don't know if you understand how bad this is. I set this to hard mode. Our ship has 2 cannons. The cannons are now weak spots. Well, I don't know if the one that's like not raised still keeps its armor. Hey, can you tell me about FTL? Oh, I'm sure glad you asked. FTL uses a hyperspace node system to locate other matter. Essentially, we can jump instantly to any local point within around 20 light years, as long as they've got sufficient mass. Huh? Unfortunately, around here, that mostly means directly warping into pirates at Battletron. Does FTL not stand for free taco lunch? Oh, it can! Hooray! I forgot that hard also makes your cockpit a weak spot. Like, half of our ship is a weak spot at all times. It's so bad here. We also don't get any move to start with. This is horrendous. Oh, God. Ugh. Jeez. Ugh. It's just... Ugh. So doomed. At this point, I think we're just dying in a half hour and giving up. I think that's what we're doing. Hey, Jakey. Hope you had a nice nap. Welcome to the stream. Well, I guess at least they're not attacking. Good, I don't have any shards. That's neat. That's nice for me. Whatever, man. Now I have to do a test. Now? Aren't you on East Coast? It's late here. What a horrible night to have a test. Well, I can get that shard I don't particularly need or want. I mean, like... block shot... Why do I have extra energy? And this pre-upgraded... I forgot what the actual hard mode stats are. Events are harder, start with weak cockpit, +1 basic shot... Oh, gross. Less pre-upgraded card offerings, -1 max hull. Wow, we're so doomed. Like, jeez. Well, we can play all of our cards. I'm not entirely sure why, but don't worry about it. Oh, glass cannon gives you extra energy. I'm stupid. Certainly on one of these turns I could have played another thing. Don't worry about it. I mean, like, shield surge for sure. And then, like, shoot toggle? Shoot toggle. Let's test for marketing class. Either now or Sunday evening. Neither of those sound good. Now it's probably better, but I don't envy you that, Jakey. I have to tell you, I don't think I've ever been more productive in my life than I have been in the last 2 months. It's also very miserable. I don't like being productive. I'm very lazy. Yeah, that lunge isn't doing me any favors. Oh, no, wait. This thing's wider than I think it is. Shoot it! Haha, idiot. Draw. I mean, like, shoot, 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 toggle, shoot, shoot, riot. It's also time to have a Cadbury hot chocolate from the UK. Are those seasonal? Boom. Okay, we managed to win a fight. It's very bad here. Okay. Flux sounds like it. Flux sounds like the thing we need for sure is like a thing that will generate shield while we're being proactive. Give me that one. Cadbury hot chocolate is sold year round. Well, that's exciting. Is it good? I assume it is. Yeah, definitely top path. Not sure if we'll hit both of these bosses because it's so bad. Repair 3 hull. Just so embarrassed to be a part of this run. I'm immediately upgrading Flux to Flux A because I just desperately need Flux to be online. And I need it to not cost $1 billion so I can, like, do stuff. Cadbury in the USA is made by Hershey. I was vaguely aware of that. Did Hershey buy Cadbury? Someone bought Cadbury in the UK as well, right? I feel like I've heard British people complain that Cadbury eggs are not as good because they're more like American style or something. Crafted. Yeah, I don't think I trust Kraft to do a particularly good job with that. So they're gonna fire a missile at their own shield thing. So it'll give them a shield back, but they'll waste their entire turn. Alright. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I mean, I guess I have extra energy that I'm still failing to account for, but like, man, it sure sucks to be me in this run right now. Unpolished crystal. Draw a thing. Toggle cannon. Lux. Mage hand. Basic shot, I guess? Doesn't really matter, right? Okay. That's fine. None of this looks relevant at the moment. Then again, neither does my hand particularly look good. Shoot, move, block. Oh, I forgot about the solar wind. Draw something. Shoot. Lunge. This does 2. I have like a bunch of temporary shield, whatever. Pew, pew, pew. 2 battles down. This game got fully released recently, right? I think it's actually been in release a while. They did do... I think there was an update this week. I didn't look into it at all, but like when I tried to boot it up, it had to like download something and sync with my save or something like that. Payback. Is this a payback deck? I don't think so. I think this is a very much attacking deck with Flux on display. These basic attacks. Gain a shield, put shards in your deck. Sapphire Shield gives you block and shard for 1. I don't know. Should I just take Payback because it's generically good? Does Payback work with Flux? I think it does, which is kind of funny. Now I just want to do it for the science. I don't expect this run to go well. Also, I could play it because I have 4 energy because I have this terrible artifact. Ah, you again. What do you value most? I don't know, brother? None? I know I didn't make especially good use of this last time I was given it. Now, you know what? Let's take healing because we're super crazy duper weak. Boss time. Why does Jumbo always get dialogue? Toggle. Payback. Shield Surge. So I take 2 individual hits and hit their weak spot multi-times. Okay. Brother. One should be good. Toshin says he's been playing another mystery game called The Operator. A pretty good federal agent solving cases on a terminal hacking game, but he can see the twist coming a mile away when searching through documents. When the twist comes and chastises you for not noticing, all I could think was there was no way of telling you. I believe what you're describing is Raincoat, where like a bunch of the plot twists are like so obvious it's actually disruptive to gameplay because the game assumes that you're not smart enough to figure them out, and you have to like walk it back and like pretend like you don't know what's going on, and it's like very disorienting. Yeah, we're gonna be taking some damages. I need to dodge. I mean, I could just play all of my cards, I guess, but like it's not particularly good. Flux would have been an outstanding draw in this turn. No shards, huh? Basic shot. Really wants you to have that multi-blast, huh? Flicker burner, multi-stun. I don't think multi-stun is it. Multi-blast? So multi-blast, the more energy you have, the more individual attacks you can make with one card. The way basically all decks start, that's not extremely useful without being able to like clear your deck first anyway. I don't think I want this. Jumper cables, huh? That's pretty good. Grazer beam, every time you miss the enemy by exactly one space, they take 1 damage. That's like kind of good with payback. Ion Converter is also kind of good because we have extra energy that we may not always be able to use. I'm gonna take Grazer Beam. Maybe it's a little cute, but I think it's useful. Hey, I got that Ion Converter for free anyway. Alright, boss time. At some point I convinced myself this was optional, but I don't think I actually could have avoided this. Not once I started down this path. Great. Let's attack your weak spot for damage. Keep forgetting that part of having this bad boss artifact is, in addition to weakening me horrifically, I also don't start with any shield. And this person also has payback, which is cool, I guess. Tell you what. I mean, we're in a very dangerous position because if I initiate payback, we will retaliate back and forth, and I don't have very much health and they do. Even if Flux does the cool thing I want it to do, I'm pretty sure we die like way earlier than they do. I think we just like toggle payback. Maybe we even shield surge? Yeah, they got temp shield. I'm gonna shield surge. Luckily their retaliate is temporary, whereas mine is not. Multi-shot, weak spot, basic shot, weak spot. Lunge? I forgot I had extra energy and accidentally turned it into shield. Nobody panic. So they keep getting in this position that I would like to be able to counterattack them on the turn that they have the thing that kills both of us. Now, regrettably, in this moment, I don't have any movement. So, like, what's the play here? Because, like, I can like toggle cannon and multi-shot them, in which case I hit them for 1, they hit me for 2, I hit them for 1, they hit me for 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I like shield surge and pass. Like, it sucks so hard, but like without being able to move, like, it is way too dangerous. Alright, draw me something that's not garbage. Technically not garbage. Toggle this. Shoot, shoot. So close. Okay. I got 1 move, huh? But if I move 1 and then lunge, I can not die. The option says, forgot to say it earlier, but thanks for streaming. Thanks for watching always. It's much more important than me doing this. They've hit me for 3 because of glass cannon. You're right, they would have. Also, hi Stebbins. I think you've been here before, but I think it's been a minute. Ooh, another flux. Super taking that. Is it a good idea? Probably not. I feel like rebound reagent is the thing that I need. Once per combat, when you lose hull, immediately heal 1. We're gonna be taking some direct hull damage. Like, most of our ship is fragile and bad. Give me the one that's not battle, please. Looking for smuggling work? Wow, that's direct. I haven't seen this in a minute. I don't know if this is a hard-only quest. I haven't done hard in a while. Be offered a random artifact, or 75% chance of bad battle that I specifically didn't want. Sure. Ooh. No, wait, don't you still maybe get the battle after getting the... Isn't that how that works? Anyway, I apparently have Crystal Shard. Contraband detected! Oh, crap. Saving up for a vacation in October. I think you've talked a little bit about it. Remind me what the plane is? Oh, either Seattle or one of the Disneys. Whichever does the Star Wars stuff. You may need to be more specific. Both Walt Disney World in Florida and Walt Disneyland in California have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I think they have all the same rides. I think they mostly have all the same stuff, but I'm not certain. I sure wish I could move. Give me a shard. Expensive flux. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lightsaber buying and ride. Yeah, either hits both of those as far as I know. I believe both have the lightsaber thing. Someday I want to do the lightsaber thing. I was always under the impression that Land had more. Land had more for a while. I mean, Land opened first, I believe, in terms of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. But I think all the major amenities are the same. The architecture might be a little different, but I think all the same stuff is in both parks now. Flux is kinda cool. Not thrilled with the fact that I am kinda stuck here. Love this track. Alright, let's Flux, Mage Hand, block, toggle. So now we're taking 2, 3, and we got temp shield for all that. You would do the drive to Florida at that point? I mean, it's definitely cheaper. It's definitely still a commitment, for sure. I don't have my payback up, so I think toggle lunge. Actually, no, toggle flux lunge. Actually, that sequencing doesn't matter at all. Look at all this super useful shield I have. Poopy. Poopy, poo poo, pee pee. So I got one movement, so I can, basically make it so the 3 damage isn't hitting a weak spot. Not that that makes a ton of difference. Thanks to my extra energy, I can, like, move left, toggle cannon, payback shield surge. Which I think puts me at, like, 1 leftover shield or something like that. I do a little bit of damage. And then I'm, like, set up for future. That seems good, I guess. Toggle this. Wait a minute. This was only 1 damage hitting me before, right? So even though it did 0 damage, it still triggered the payback? I don't think I've ever noticed that, because I'm stupid. I should said I prefer flying, but hate airports with a passion. That's kind of fair, but, like, I like airports a lot more than I like airplanes, to be honest with you. But trains are just superior. It's, like, not close. Let's do... I really want to upgrade this flux. But I'm glad that we got double flux. That's very exciting for me. These are the same card. Corporate asked me to tell you the difference between those cards, but they're the same card. Oh yeah, it'd be super cool if the US had, like, a rail infrastructure of any meaningful kind on, like, a national scale. Alas, earwax. So I could dodge in such a way... Yeah, it's probably my best bet. Dodge. Shoot. Oh, I thought they'd have 1 health left. Not doing the quick math super duper good well. Let's see how this goes. I might call it Dune. Just for having the nice cutoff point at the end of the first sector. And then finish this up tomorrow. But if we go a little longer, maybe we'll have some time to figure out what to do with that last character. Can I get you anything? I mean, I think we're just upgrading Flux to A. Flux to A. Ooh, it's the basic crystal. That's relatively easy. Because I don't need to block this turn, it's a great turn to have drawn payback. Shard. Dr. Huffar. Lunge looking pretty good here. Can I draw stuff that's good? Maybe. Shard. Shield Surge, not bad. Lunge. I actually just want to test this. I'm not even going to move. Not that there's much incentive to move. Let's do dodge and block. So do I retaliate here? I do. How did I never notice that? Gosh, that's like a lot of shooting me points. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Well, I guess it's a good thing I have a Flux A. Might as well play the block, I suppose. So I don't take hull damage, I think. Yeah, that's roughly what I was expecting. Shard me. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna play all the cards in our hand, so we might as well stand still, I think. This does 3 damage to us, but we shoot them twice for bonus damage. And we'll have, like, a bunch of shield. Turn endo. It's a refreshingly straightforward build. We've done a lot of weird esoteric stuff recently. Let's do... Our hand kind of sucks. Normal repairs is a bad draw. I don't want to burn it yet, though. Definitely feels like a lunge turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone ever tell this ship it's got too many cannons? Oh man, no one cares, but since last week's stream, when I was like showcasing that stupid edit from Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction where Jonathan Frakes asks you to like explain a bunch of things as if he was interrogating you, I spent some of my free time on Labor Day just watching Beyond Belief. For one, I forgot that there was an entire like 6-episode stretch where there was a different host. I think I've seen at least some of those episodes, but I just completely forgot that was a thing. Also, the writing on the show is like so much worse than I remember, but like also in like kind of an amazing way. Like it's like so bad, it's like delightful. Like I can't tell you like how like it's frankly measured in like multiple times per episode on average. That like some character like narrating one of the short stories is like something to the effect of like, you'll never believe what happened next, or I wasn't prepared for what I was about to see, or something like that. It's like literally like clickbait, but like for a show you're like already watching and like in the middle of the story you're watching, so like not to like get you to watch after the ad break. It's very confusing. How am I feeling tonight? That's a pretty good question, Demolition. I am okay. I'm a little worn down and burnt out, to be honest. Just like a lot of things frustrating me. I was kind of hoping that with some of the contractor stuff this week petering out a little bit, including one major project finally got done, which is my house has a new roof, brand new roof. That took a day, although leading up to that day, it took an incredibly irritating amount of effort to get the contractor to just like commit to a day and to like communicate basic stuff. But like that's done, and then it rained like insanely hard twice after that, so that was cool. What is it with me and roofing issues? Well, it's not so much. So the thing is that with this place, the roof wasn't super old. It wasn't recent, but like the last time it was done was like 2011, I think, off the top of my head, according to like permits that were pulled for roof work. And it according to the estimates of like the home inspector who looked at the home and like the insurance company, like the roof was only projected to have a few more years in it, to the extent that I needed to ask the seller to do some like kind of like patch repair work in order for it to like meet the insurance threshold, or like they wouldn't be able to sell the house to me because it wouldn't be insurable. So in a manner of speaking, like the roof probably would have held up for a few more years, but because of the incredible amount of roof issues in the past, my parents helped pay to just proactively do that. Did I get hurricane insurance? I don't currently have hurricane insurance. I'm in like one of the lowest risk areas I'm aware of in Florida for hurricane damage, which isn't to say I think I'm like immune to it. I'm I think it would be possible to get it here. There are currently enough other expenses. I'm not making it a priority, but like I think that's the thing to evaluate later. Yeah, I'm like somewhere in Central Florida, which mostly narrows it down to Nada Beach. It's a lot of damage that I don't want to take. I'm pretty sure you heal less when you beat bosses in hard mode. I don't think that's listed, but I think that's true. Question is like, does moving help? And the answer is like, no, I don't think so. If I move right one, I guess I change damage to like 3 total instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. But then I have none movement. Good luck to me. God, there's a lot of damage. Alright, cool. Flux time. Flux Capacitron. Let's just play the cards, do the damage, get the dodge, pass the turn. Kapoom, kapoom. Great. Draw. Flux. Flux. Basic shot. I mean, look at all that temp shield. Look at that delicious bubblegum temp shield. Did I get the AC unit inspected? No, not yet. I mean, Jakey, you missed my like nearly explosive tirade earlier, where like people were like trying to tell me to like learn to be a plumber to like solve a There's like a lot like there's like there are many things to do when you acquire a house. Like I haven't finished this like the mission critical stuff that like you literally need to get done for the house to be like livable and like safe and functional. So like the like good to haves, they're not the priority right now. Things like roof and plumbing have been a priority. So like the AC unit has been working. It's relatively recent. I'm sort of expecting to get it looked at in a few months. Unless something comes up where it stops working or starts acting funny. Part of the roof thing was the installation of a ventilation fan, which previously had been built into the house but had like completely broken down at some point. And now I need to get an electrician in to hook that up and address some other problems. So that's like a next week problem. But like that should help mitigate the amount of work that the AC unit has to do, which will probably help its longevity some amount. Yeah, just get into like several trade schools and learn all the trades. All right, what do we got? Medusa Field, always funny. That just turns everything into magic rock. Endless Magazine. Endless Magazine is kind of a thing with Flux. Our deck is kind of expensive, but at the same time, we did get extra energy from this garbage artifact. It's too funny not to do. Power diversion. Gain an extra energy every turn. All non-parry attack cards deal 1 less damage. Now the problem with that is that basic shot is not a parry card. I think that's too steep a drawback with our current build. It is the case that I hate all of these artifacts again. My luck is extremely high variance right now. I think we're just not getting a boss artifact, which is cool for me. It's fine though, because we already have a boss artifact, and it's glass cannon. And I don't hate that at all, or anything. Okay, I have some number of cards in my hand. Shard me. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Flux. Flux. Mage Hand. I guess Crystal. I don't know. I'll have shield for that. Play all my cards. Be sad that my deck is kind of bad. Guess I got some extra shield out of that, so that's cool and all. Endless magazine. Multi-shot. Toggle lunge? Yeah, toggle lunge. God, part of me so badly wants to learn if Flux Payback works. Flux Chip Shot. Payback gains 1. Give me temporary shield that doesn't stop any damage this turn, and thus isn't extremely helpful. I think I'm legitimately better off not playing Payback probably at all this fight. Flux Shot, Chip Shot, damage. I could toggle and take it, but... yeah, actually, I'm gonna toggle and take it. I have all that temp shield. Might as well do something with it. Cool. Shard. Shard. Darn. Me with that toggle. Lunge. Chip shot, basic shot, move, and turn. Flux. A little longer. Boost capacitors, that's the thing I wanted last time. Momentum. I don't think momentum is it. Is it? I think Flux is the thing we're doing. So I don't need like a dedicated shield card, even if it like upgrades to cantrip. That's not very good. Pass. If I was upgrading something... probably Endless Magazine? Oh my god. Upgrading Endless Magazine so it doesn't exhaust. I mean, that's definitely something with Flux. It's definitely... I mean, Simplicity would have been a really good artifact to come off of that last boss. Just get rid of all these basic shots. I am so weirdly tempted to Endless Magazine Flux forever. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. Flux capacitor. You can have Flux and capacitor. I haven't found a way to fuse cards yet. This isn't one of those weird early Yu-Gi-Oh games where, like, there weren't actually that many cards out, so they would let you, like, fuse cards into better cards. It's very confusing nonsense. Upgrade, Endless Magazine, more magazine. Thank you. Reloading. This thing's got all these weak spots. Shard me. Is this a good time to learn if Payback Flux works? Kind of? Almost? Almost kind of? If only my cockpit wasn't also weak. I wish that I could shoot beams of heat from my eyes. No, I think I'm not supposed to pay back this turn, because I can Flux, shoot, shield, and dodge. I think that's just, like, better use of resources. Oh, wait, but this is the thing that, like, armors itself, right? God, that's what a pain. Whatever. Shoot, and then that becomes armored, and then irrelevant toggle, shoot for temp shield, more shield, dodge, end turn. Haven't seen that mine in a second. Only got one move, huh? Well, I guess we'll be going this way. Toggle cannon. Oh, that's not gonna do very much, though. Bummer turn. At least I get a free shield. Oh, I should remember that I have Grazer Beam. Might have been able to do something smarter that turn if I had thought of that. Oh, what a horrible night to have a curse. Lunge. Oh, all of its stuff gets armored? Why did I think it was only the weak spots? What a dumb ship. I mean, I can flux. Actually, I can toggle cannon flux block shot for value because it can't armor that. Yeah. I really want to play the Endless Magazine, but I think this is smarter. Flux, the Grazer Beam does damage. Block shot, damage. Now I got 3 block and armor. I'm doing okay. Ugh, why is it so bad? That's awful. This whole hand is awful. 2. So that's 4. This is 3. Yeah, I wish I had... Payback wouldn't even be good because they have armor all the time. It just sucks here. Give me more shield that I can't contain. This is what I get for making this deck. Alright, I'm gonna set up Payback now. I could lunge to take none damage, but instead I'm gonna take 1 damage to my shield to hit them, but that also doesn't do anything. Actually, yeah, I might as well preserve the shield then, huh? Alright, pass turn. At what point did they take all this damage? Feels like they've had so much shield I haven't been doing much damage. Am I hallucinating? And who is Elmo P. Middleton? So just like shoot, move to weak spot, shoot again? Battle repair. Nah. I mean, that's cute and all, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's too expensive. My deck's already expensive. I'm not taking any of these. Let's get to like... Let's do one more battle and probably do like shop artifact, and then we'll start with a boss tomorrow. That won't be difficult for me at all. Shard me. Okay. This does not look fun. Magazine, flux, dodge? The temp shield doesn't do anything else for me, so it's just a matter of like damage versus defense. I want the defense right now. Okay. I think we'll be playing everything but Payback. And I can't realistically move because of the engine stall, so we'll just So how much damage are we actually taking after all that? 5, this is 3, 4, none. Great, love to hear that. Gosh, that's a big looking missile. Good card? Basic block isn't it. It's just like a lot of damage. 2 times 2 plus 4? It's like a lot. It's like a lot of damage. And me without my flux or anything useful at all. I mean, I could play every card in my hand. No, not quite. Yeah, because I spent 1 to draw something that cost 1. Yeah. But I mean, I could play, like, all the blocks, probably. Probably all the blocks. And then I can mitigate some of that damage over there by toggling cannon afterwards. me just make sure. If I toggle cannon, which I guess I could do now. So then this is 1, 2, hits temporary shield. This, yeah, I'd rather have this. But this is gonna do double lock? Is that how that works? It did 1 more damage than I was expecting, and I'm not sure why. Oh god, this thing. Okay, hold on. Flux the missile, I don't want to deal with that. Toggle cannon, flux again, ship shot, mage hand. The lunge kind of does nothing. No, actually that does... No, wait, because of the grazer. Oh, that's right, I'm not moving, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, look at all that temp shield. So Endless Magazine is definitely cool as time goes on. Yeah, I guess I don't have like a lot else to do with the energy. And I have like engine stalls, so I can't really deal with the missile. That seems bad. Wish I had drawn this ephemeral repairs next turn. Would be like a lot cooler, to be honest with you. Might as well toggle cannons. That reduces damage ever so slightly. But this is like 6, 7, 8. So I take 2 hull damage. Yep. Doing a super good job of drawing my fluxes. I mean, I guess I'm going to have super good flux turret at some point. Anyway, this payback would have been cool to have active a while ago, but I think we're in a position where we do... Yeah, I can't lethal them, so I'm just going to put up the payback now. Actually, do chip shot, dodge, move, move. Whoops, grazer. Now we kill him? Where have all my fluxes gone? It's fine because I have all these attacks. Multi-shot is good with flux, and thus the decision is easy. But with the fluxes and endless magazine already upgraded, what do we do? Maybe remove basic shot? I mean, like, upgrading payback is good. But getting rid of the basic shots is probably better. I think that is better. I mean, it's like a super nuisance to do. Do you want upper or lower artifact, chat? This is the last thing we're doing tonight. You get to input. See some discussion about flying first class. I've only ever flown first class one time, and it was to get from LA to here recently, and it was mainly as a function of we would have needed to check so many bags that it would have cost like roughly an equal amount to check the bags and to get free baggage with upgrading to first class. Piercer. I don't think Piercer's especially good in this build, but it's not bad. Alright, well, we got quite a lot done. We already got one of the 2 memories we need. We're something like halfway through our follow-up run with this absolutely miserable artifact layout. But, like, kind of a sweet deck. Like, I think we got really lucky in that Flux is a good sort of soft complement to Glass Cannon. in that like having multiple flux means that we can potentially just like defend by attacking. Oh god. Echo said that the mysterious snake lady of legend told her that she doesn't refrigerate leftovers and she instead boils off the bacteria the next day. I hate that story. Yikes forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah, I mean, I think we're on track that even with the hard mode and the spicy artifact choice yet again, I think we got a good shot at finishing this, and then, like, I don't know who the last character is or what that means or what we'll do. But I'm excited to see it. I mean, I'm not certain. I mean, like, if we get the sense that, like, one more run or maybe, like, even 2 more runs will, like, truly finish the story of the game, then, like, maybe we push to do that before starting to look at Halloween stuff. But, you know, I think once we've sort of cleared our conscience of... I sort of overcommitted to Cobalt Core by having it be the transitional game of, like, thing I could easily play that had undiscovered stuff in it and whatever. So then I think others and myself were all like, maybe we should just finish it at this point, which I'm happy to be able to do, but, like, also I don't want to take away from Halloween. So we'll see how that plays out. Tomorrow we should have more information. Whether we have a full understanding of everything remains to be seen. But in order to complete the stream, as some of you have already rightly intuited, we must attempt to locate secret Squirtles, because somewhere in the general vicinity of what you can see behind me, I have concealed some number of secret Squirtles. If you're able to locate a secret Squirtle, of course it is an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. And if your week is anything like mine, and by week I mean roughly 2-month period, you may desire that luck. And so I encourage you to take a moment, consider where Squirtle may be hiding, and attempt to guess it, because if you find it, you'll earn yourself that good luck. I'm glad people are excited to see candy corn. You know I'm very partial to candy corn. This candy corn has a lot of its squish in a very particular way that I can't seem to reshape, so he's like angled. Still very sweet. Which is ironic because candy corn is not especially sweet. Yeah, I've checked a couple times for updates on Halloween Donuts, Neko. Krispy Kreme waits forever to make those announcements, so like one of the closest things I have to like a real announcement is like a 2023 speculation as to what this year's donuts might be from like 11 months ago, and it's like, what? Just tell me what the donuts are. Okay, so we got some guesses. Candy corn guess. Mount Evie. Now, when you say Mount Evie, I presume you mean this little pyramid I put together as opposed to the sort of individual Eevees. Tomorrow's free donut day at Krispy Kreme if you wear pink. Is that because of the Barbie donuts? I saw they're doing Barbie donuts. I was mad, not because I'm upset that Barbie donuts exist, but only because I'm like, really? We're this close to October? You haven't said anything about Halloween donuts, and now we're dropping Barbie donuts out of nowhere? He's an Italian candy corn because he's in italics. Well, that is something. I'm glad that there's some appreciation for the Eevee shelf. That was the big inspiration for the night. Did I miss any guesses? We got a couple people guessing. We got Carlos, candy corn, Eevee. No, I think that probably covers us. I saw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go with. Let's start with Mount Evie, as it's been called. I have 2 festive Christmas Eevees with this little. I don't even remember when I got this one. Pretty sure this was a gift. Little import. It has a tag that says "I Heart Eevee UI," which I think is supposed to be. Oh no, it actually says I Heart EIEVUI. which I don't know if that's supposed to be a phonetic pronunciation from the Japanese or something. That Eevee was sitting on top of this other, smaller, imported Japanese sleeping Eevee. It was Eevee's all the way down. Have, of course, our beloved Candy Corn. Not only is he Candy Corn with such a good face, but he's also dressed as a bat. And he is hiding, not a Squirtle, but a lovely little pirate friend, our Porky Pirate. And it's Carlos. Classic Carlos. What a classy friend. Sadly, not concealing a Squirtle, but another aquatic friend. A little blue guy. Actually, I think this one's a gal. This is Maggie, the Stingray. We going for a lightning round? Sure. Squid Beard. Again, not Squirtle, but a cheeky little waffle with a strawberry as a hat. Behind coffee. No, still not a Squirtle. And you might be surprised, I think there are 4 Squirtles in play. But we got Donut Cat back there. However, I can tell you that our angry black octopus does indeed conceal a secret Squirtle. That's right, Waffle, Neko. Have you never seen the Waffle? He actually hasn't. I got him pretty close to the move, so he may not have been on camera very often. Actually, I think I hit him several times in California, and like he just was not picked, so he was just like always hiding. Anyway, I hope you are continuing to enjoy Cobalt Core. I do certainly intend to move on to new games soon. I do think, I mean, I'm pretty sure that for spooky season this year, I'm going to at least start playing one of the Blackwell series of games by the same developers as Unavowed, because there are like several of those, and we haven't played any on stream. I mostly know what happens in the first one, because like I watched, I think, most of a playthrough of it. So we got that, we got Fran Bow. Slay the Princess was a good suggestion. I know Demolition put some others in the Discord. There's obviously always like a limited amount of time, and I am working on, I hinted at a couple of things I wanted to do on stream for Halloween this year. One of them should be relatively easy to manage. The other one that I was very pleased with myself about, I think may technically be impossible, but I may be able to find a partial workaround. It won't be as good as I want it to be, but it may be something I can do. Also, yeah, I think I forgot to hit a step in the activate our Halloween seasonal emote last week, which may be why it didn't show up right away, or it may have been legitimate lag. Either way, it is working now. There's a new game by the Until Dawn people. When that's actually coming out? I mean, they did like a, they did or are doing like a re-release of actual Until Dawn because they're making that movie that I increasingly assume won't be good. Oh, speaking of movies that aren't good, you know, we got to talk about tomorrow. Remind me to talk about the Minecraft movie. That trailer does not inspire confidence. Anyway, that's going to do it for this stream. I'll leave that discussion for tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Till I do, take care of yourselves and remember that you are Klossum.